We're jumping into our grand finals, and if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. So place your bets on who you think is going to be our champion this week, our Terran or our Protoss, our Korean or our European. Up to you to decide. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Golden Aura, we have our Danish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Storm Gaming, the best Protoss in all of Europe. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran himself, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. Here we go. So best of luck in the chat with those predictions. We'll just quickly post in the chat as well. Are open, and a fun fact that was stated earlier in the chat is that MaxPax is one win away from becoming the player with the highest win streak in the history of ESL Open Cup Americas. For those curious, currently MaxPax is on an 8 tournament win streak. He's won 8 ESL Americas in a row, and he is tied with Rogue. I believe Rogue has also claimed 8 wins in a row in years past. So right now it is tied between MaxPax and Rogue, and if MaxPax can get one more win, then he will have the highest win streak ever recorded in ESL Open Cup Americas, or ESL Open Cup in general, I think, or maybe just Americas. Maybe just Americas. Oh. So Onomas is all MaxPax needs. Meanwhile, ByuN is here to stop him. When it comes to ByuN, unfortunately, we just haven't been able to see too much of ByuN tonight, this morning. Today, we were focusing on the lower half of the bracket. ByuN has been looking amazing. We casted ByuN last night in his TvP against Classic, and ByuN looked like an animal. Speaking of, ooh, it is going to be a Rax expand into 3 Rax. Now, if you were here last night, it was a treat. Casting ESL Open Cup Asia, ByuN went for all-in after all-in after all-in. He was hyper-aggressive versus Classic. We saw ByuN go for a 4 Rax 1 base all-in against Classic, which fell on its face. We saw ByuN go for a 3 Rax. He went for 3 Rax where we pull the boys and we go for an all-in as well. We saw a proxy 1-1-1. Like, ByuN was an animal last night. And I say that as a setup for this series because it's the same matchup. I don't know if maybe he just didn't want to play macro against Classic. I don't know what his outlook is against MaxPax. We'll see. For now, 3 Rax. Now what this means, as we're trying to deny the scouts, trying to deny MaxPax, what this build leads into is a stim time. 3 Rax's Mass Marine working towards the Tech Lab, working towards stim. Now this usually is not an all-in, but we could pull the boys with this, and we could turn this into an all-in. Thankfully for MaxPax, it's going to be a Twilight Council opener into Blink. Very safe opener. What I'm referring to is that this build from ByuN, this 3 Rax, hits like a truck against Stargate openers. The reason for this is because Phoenixes have a really hard time lifting individual Marines at a time because everything shoots up. With Stim, you can just focus on the Phoenixes. Like Phoenixes, they struggle against this kind of build. We can see though, Twilight Council, Blink, much more safe, much more secure. The question becomes, how many gateways? 2 gateways in low ground, 1 gateway in the main, 3-gate Blink, very safe opener out of MaxPax, 3-gate Blink into, I imagine, a 3rd base. So very safe, very macro-oriented out of MaxPax. So far, doing everything well. Oh, sorry. Fixed now. I apologize for the overlay. Overlay fixed in 2 minutes. So I apologize for messing up the overlay. That's because Cyan, his in-game name was different. So you can see here, bam, bam. Basically, I had Cyan versus Cyan. So I do apologize, but have fixed that up. Again, it is ByuN versus MaxPax, not Cyan off racing. Meanwhile, MaxPax, have we gotten into the main base? We have not. So we have not quite confirmed the build of choice, but we can get a gleam of things as we have spotted most of the Marines. Here we go. Marauders have been mixed in, as it is against a gateway opener against Twilight Council. And we confirm. We confirm the move out. We see everything moving out across the map. It's all or nothing for ByuN, as he is committing. He doesn't pull the boys. SCVs are kept back at home. ByuN is building up towards +1, towards Factory, into Starport, into 3rd CC. But MaxPax taking a proactive approach, slowing down the army, hoping to force out a stim. Bearing in mind that, that we do not have medevacs, so stim is crucial as we catch the Prism! Prism is going to go down. Massive catch here for ByuN. Very nicely done. It was a risky move to stim on forward. ByuN shuts down the Prism, shuts down the Stalkers. Oh my god, so many Stalkers go down. MaxPax is in trouble. MaxPax, he lost too much. That was how many? 4 Stalkers going down. But ByuN has to be very careful with how he stims. Has to conserve his stims as best as possible. Still rallying across the map, 3rd CC on location. ByuN catching out almost another Stalker. Nice blinks out of MaxPax, shaves off some Marines. And ByuN is holding on. He pulls back, expanding behind this, taking up as well. Into +1, into his medevacs. Once again, trying to catch out some Stalkers. Very careful movement here. ByuN pulling back to the high ground. Maintaining his position. Likewise, MaxPax saturating his 3rd. Does saturate the 3rd base. And ByuN, does MaxPax does catch some reinforcements. A big pickoff. 1 Marauder goes down. ByuN forced to pull back. Stalkers, they make their way towards the 3rd CC. Oh, and a big delay on the 3rd. Delay the 3rd base. So he blink into the main as well. Going for the medevacs. 1 medevac goes down. Very nicely done here by MaxPax. Shaving off so many units and dragging the entire army back home. Does bleed out some Stalkers, but that was worth it. Speaking of, back at home, we're working towards safety immortals. We should be working towards some splash damage, committing to a gateway explosion. Dark Shrine is on the way for some DT harass. Bold move here out of MaxPax. But we're going for a gateway heavy style, and we're not going to charge, we're going into a Bay. Colossus production. Colossus have been delayed in favor of the Dark Shrine. We'll see if it's going to be worth it. See if it is worth it. War Prism making its way towards the main. Rocks are being knocked down. The Zealot run by is set up as well. We have a tripod attack. We have Zealots, we have Stalkers, and we have the Prism. Zealots do slip in, distracting the army. The army is distracted. War Prism does slip into the main base. DTs have been dropped. We do have scans, but we don't have an army. You have to drop back into the main. SCVs are going down. Yeah, DT in the main and the natural. Oof. That second eBay even denied as well. We get up to 6 SCV kills. 7 SCVs. Another DT on the front lines. Oof. But the missile turret is done. TT gets shot down. ByuN defends. Ooh, ByuN holds. ByuN does hold on behind this. MaxPax now expanding, taking a 4th. Colossus production has begun. Extended thermal lance on the way. Prism almost overextends. Ooh, we were a little bit late to blink there. 1 Stalker did fall. Zealot run by making its way towards the 3rd base. And not much in position to defend. ByuN looking to commit, waiting for those medevacs. Medevacs are on the way. Zealot run by coming in. Does hit the 3rd, but ByuN is in position. Did pull back in time. This still does give MaxPax a bit of breathing room though. He's able to settle into his Colossus production. He's got 1, soon to be 2 Colossus. ByuN does have the supply lead, does have an overwhelming army. But it's still not easy pushing into Colossus, into shield batteries. Yeah, force fields, they buy some time. ByuN has to rotate around. At the same time, Zealot run by does push in. We have plenty to defend. ByuN has reinforcements back at home. Force fields get baited out. ByuN pulls back. Zealots do get into the natural at least. And we're dropping into the main. Bold move out of ByuN, but we have Stalkers in position. Oh, we still commit. Yeah, big sim in the main base. We just bring down those Zealots. Get on top of the Stalkers. And we're going for +2. Yeah, the Forge is going to fall at the same time. We hit the third base, and MaxPax is getting pulled apart. He cannot defend. The Colossus falls. Yeah, the Vikings shut it down. MaxPax will defend the third, though, and does deflect the army in the main. But ByuN still has momentum. Consolidating his army. No shield battery here at the third base. We can break through. No shield battery and limited force fields. Just hyper aggression out of ByuN. Stepping on forward. We do have some side defense. Nice EMPs on the army. Yeah, EMPs on the gateways. Vikings going ham. Looks like we can bring down one Colossus. We have 4 Colossus. Oh my god. The Colossus count. The lasers. But we do distract MaxPax. The fourth base goes down. This was worth it. ByuN just pulling MaxPax apart. He just cannot keep up. Probes are falling as well. It's 8 probe kills. And MaxPax does have a solid backbone to his army with all these Colossus. But what about the economy? What about the gateways? What about the support for the Colossus? What about the gateway army? That's what I did mean to say. Reinforcing with Zealots. Remember, +2 was denied. As the Forge is rebuilt, getting to +1 armor. Still moving up. ByuN taking a 4th. And MaxPax does slip into the main once again with a DT. ByuN does respond. DT slips in. Ooh, and we do get quite a bit done. 5 SCVs. Impressive. For 1 Dark Templar. Another DT here in between the bases. More turrets being thrown down. MaxPax holding his own. Working towards disruptors. And even though ByuN has achieved quite a lot this game with a couple of good purification novas, MaxPax, he can win a fight. He can take a fight. A couple of good novas is all we need. First nova zones back the army. War Prism back into the main. Vikings, they miss it! They barely... we don't quite miss. We do catch it. Prism goes down. ByuN barely did not overshoot. Once again, distracting the main army. Catching a couple of pylons. Nova's going to be going up. Ooh, not quite connecting. Bit of friendly fire. Shop heads into the main base. ByuN rotating over towards the 4th. The disruptors will get exposed. And can we focus them down? We get 1. 1 disruptor, 2nd disruptor, 3rd disruptor as well. Yeah, the disruptors are exposed and MaxPax just cannot keep up. As that's going to be another kill on the 4th. Yeah, the probes cannot escape. 18, 19, 23 probes go down. Oh my god. Yeah, MaxPax, she just can't keep up. Not anymore. Never goes up. Oh, decent split, but not a bad connection. Not a bad connection from MaxPax. These Colossus are so low. 2 of them deep in the red. ByuN scans. He's looking for the gold, making sure that there is no hidden base. No ninja base from MaxPax. As ByuN pulls back, he splits. The spread, papi. It's beautiful. A decent nova on Marauders and a Ghost. Very nicely done, but we deny the 4th. We're just containing MaxPax to 3 bases. DTs across the map. They get 15 SCVs. Very nice damage. That does distract ByuN. And MaxPax, he's surviving on 3 bases, but we need more than this. We need a 4th. We need an expansion. We have 4 disruptors with the main army. Novas go up. Oh my god. Not quite connecting. There's 2 novas left. 1 nova left. And none of them connect. Okay, a 5th disruptor has arrived. With EMP on the Stalkers. Colossus are going down. Colossus do go down. We still maintain our disruptor counts. That's a lot of disruptors. 6, soon to be 7 disruptors. ByuN is maxed out. There is a world. There's a world where if MaxPax can connect with like 3 Novas, then we can bring this back. 2 hit that southern base. Oh! Nova's gonna be connecting. Not bad. Big connections on the road. Oh my god! ByuN bleeding out a lot of supply, but we deny the 4th. We just deny the 4th over and over again. That was a good fight for MaxPax. That was a better trade for the Protoss. That final Colossus finally going to be going down. Barely survives. Oh my god. Barely does survive. On 10 HP. It does pull back. MaxPax again just trying to survive on this 3-base setup. We are running out of minerals. We're running out of money. The main base is empty. The natural, it's half mined out. 3rd base, likewise, also half mined out as well. But basically, MaxPax is on a 1-base economy. 1-base economy for MaxPax. ByuN taking another expansion. Another CC on the way. It's a battle of attrition here. ByuN doesn't have to kill MaxPax, just deny the 4th. Time and time again. Just starve MaxPax out. It is all that needs to be done. ByuN doesn't want to throw this away, doesn't want to take too many Novas to the face. He's being very careful with his movement. Speaking of, Nova goes off. Oh, late reaction! Massive connection! A strong start for MaxPax. Massive Nova on the army. Dropping into the main. Catching a couple of Stalkers. Again, ByuN was not paying attention. Decent EMP on those Stalkers, but he's going to be cleaned up, going to be forced back. We bleed out a lot of units here in the main. Expensive units for ByuN. At the same time, we try to sim on forward, but there are Novas to defend. MaxPax does take a better trade. Even connecting, getting another Ghost. I would love to see Liberators, and there we go. 4 Liberators at a time. That's the one thing we were missing. Liberators will allow ByuN to actually push forward and engage with the main army. Liberators will give ByuN more pushing power, as they can just bully back Disruptors. The way this works is that when too many Liberators come out, it forces out Skytoss in a longer macro game. Catching another 2 Ghosts. These Disruptors, I mean, hey, they have the great equalizer. MaxPax has been trading well. 4th base now on the way. And if ByuN wasn't working towards Liberators, then I'd be a little bit more concerned for him. But for the time being, ByuN can afford these trades. Focus on some of these Metamax. Blinking forward. Oh, the blink is punished! Taking out some Stalkers. Nova's going off. Liberators have arrived. Decent Nova once again, but GG gets called. As soon as we see these libs, we catch the army, and ByuN takes game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. ByuN does take it. Again, just a very aggressive style here out of ByuN, very much so in the face of MaxPax from almost the beginning. Remember, it was a 3-racks opener, into drop play, into just non-stop aggression out of ByuN, pulling MaxPax apart. And ByuN takes the lead. But it's a best of 5. Best of 5, plenty more games ahead of us, plenty more to come. I thought it was just trolling. No, it was my bad, My bad, Duddles. So good. Also, I see someone asking in the chat, what makes this ESL Americas? Players seem to be EU and Korea. I mean, there was a response in the chat, but if you're curious, sometimes there are people that are maybe tuning in for the first time. ESL Americas is one set in the Americas server, but also set in a very Americas-friendly time slot. For those who don't know, very few Europeans compete in this tournament. Very few. The only Europeans that compete are DGens. MaxPax and Clem, they play deep late into the night. It is 5 a.m. in the morning. It is 5 a.m. in the morning in Europe right now, in Denmark. So whenever MaxPax and Clem and Wayne, whenever they compete in these tournaments, they stay up deep late into the night, up to like 6, 7 a.m. in the morning sometimes to compete in this tournament. So basically, it's for European players that that don't sleep at night, that sleep during the day. That's basically what this tournament is for the Europeans, I mean. So that's why you don't get players like Lambo or Showtime or Rainer or Cyril. They're asleep. They're asleep at this time. They're not animals. But spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have our Danish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Psystorm Gaming. Down in the series, looking to bounce back, it is MaxPax. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, leading the series 1-0, representing Shopify Rebellion. Takes the lead, but it's still best of 5. We can bounce back, we can have a back and forth. It is a ByuN for Shopify. Let's go. Let us go. So I mean, that's also why, like, I have a lot of respect for the players, the European players that do compete in this tournament, just because it's not easy. Typically not easy. Again, there's only a select few. It's MaxPax, Clem, Wayne, sometimes Geralt as well, and a handful of others that basically stay up and they either ruin their sleep schedule or they already have a ruined sleep schedule, and yeah, they play until like 5, 6, 7 a.m. in the morning, and then they just sleep during the day. D-gens, papi, D-gens. Much love. Meanwhile, for those that are curious, it is in the morning here in Korea, or I say in Korea, like here in Korea, like here I'm in Australia, similar time slot to Korea. It is midday, 1 p.m. 1 p.m. So it's for people that wake up at like around 8 a.m. in the morning. The tournament starts at around 8 a.m. So it's for the early birds in Korea. The people that wake up at around like 7 or 8 in the morning. The exact opposite of the Europeans. So the Koreans that wake up in the morning and the Europeans that don't. There you go. And so now we're settling in. We are going to be settling in here. Is going to be a 2-gate opener, or 2-gate follow-up here from MaxPax. Going for our tech of choice, going to be a Twilight Council opener into Blink once again. As a reminder, in game 1, it was 3-gate Blink from MaxPax, and ByuN did go into a 3 racks. Here we do have a racks expand setup here, sorry, a double gas opener into a delayed expansion. A little more aggressive start here from ByuN, a little bit more tech heavy. As Reaper gets shot down, Adepse shade into the main. Oh, ByuN, he was late to wall off. Adepse do shade in, SCVs are going down. This is a disastrous start for ByuN. This should not have happened. 3, 4 SCVs going down. Ay, ay, ay. 5 SCV kills. Not like this. As we'll be cleaning this up, but this is well worth it for MaxPax. A very strong start. He also gets a full scout, confirms a 2-1-1 setup. Stim is on the way, soon to be Medivacs as well to drop across the map. And MaxPax is fully aware. Behind this, that is a 3rd gateway on the way. So once again, 3-gate Blink, very safe opener out of MaxPax. And it can be quite assertive with this. Moving out, containing ByuN. So already early on in this game, MaxPax is in control. It is a lot more comfortable. Yeah, and even threatens the natural base. We're getting a mule! Blink not quite done, so MaxPax is punished. Is punished for his greed, leads out a Stalker. Likewise, Widowmine drop is denied. Oof. ByuN has to pull back. Does pull back to the safety of the other side of the wall. MaxPax does, again, threaten the wall, threaten the natural base, pulling back, just containing his opponents. A Prism is on the way, third base as well. And MaxPax looking quite comfortable, taking the third, moving out, soon to reinforce, and he can threaten a dive into the main. Now, thankfully, ByuN does finish up his bunker, but ByuN is stuck at home. Like, this entire time, ByuN is just stuck at home. The medevac came back, the Widow Mines as well. ByuN is contained and will eventually break out. But until then, MaxPax can cut corners and be a little bit greedy. You can see here MaxPax going for the Forge. We can go for the Bay as well before additional gateways. MaxPax can delay his production. And there it is, charge on the way alongside +1. Stalkers, a dip into the main. Oh, the mines up! Ooh, massive connections. The Widow Mines that were hidden behind the gas geyser. Very nice setup by ByuN. Does punish MaxPax, shutting down every single Stalker. ByuN, calm down. Very nice play here by ByuN. Bleeds out a couple of SCVs, but that was worth it. That was worth catching 4 Stalkers and the Prism. And now we can move out. Now suddenly ByuN has map control. The pendulum swings from one player to the other. MaxPax back to the third base is vulnerable. Shield batteries on the way. Stalkers are moving out. MaxPax needs to slow this army down and pick away at those Marauders. Pick away at the Widow Mines. ByuN rotating over towards the left-hand side. MaxPax not quite in position. He spots the move out, but not quite aware of where it is. ByuN rotates over, catching a Stalker. Did miss the blink. We do focus down one of the Widow Mines. The other does not burrow in time. Overcharge is popped, and the Immortal doesn't survive. The Immortal gets focused down. And ByuN doesn't have too much. We're out of range of the overcharge. There we go, blinking on over. But we've let out far too many Stalkers. And this could just be it. This is too much. The Marauders, they stim on 4. They stim into the natural base. The overcharge does nothing. We focus down the pylon. Ooh, not quite. And MaxPax barely holds. Whew. The army's forced back, but we're bleeding out Zealots. We're still bleeding out far too much. Zealots go down, Stalkers as well. Barely catch the Observer. Oh no! Barely catch it. And MaxPax is holding. MaxPax is barely holding on. We have the Immortal. The Immortal's trapped! Oh my, I was wondering where it was. I was like, where's the Immortal? It should be here. Ah, smooch. There we go, has to break out. Doesn't want to, but looks like we may just wait for the War Prism. May just wait. Smooch. We're stuck, Papi. We're stuck. Step, bro, please. As ByuN is getting a start on location, catching out some Stalkers. Did force the blink and does manage to get one. MaxPax attempting to stabilize, and there we go. We break down the pylon. The Immortals do come out. Oh. Once again, bringing down another Stalker. ByuN has been popping up. Pushing towards the third. Is found out by the Zealots. Is found out. Third base getting up and running. I believe ByuN doesn't quite have enough to break through the third yet. We have plenty of Zealots. Mine shot's going to be going off. Good connections. Good connections on those Zealots. War Prism moving out, looking to threaten the third base or the main. ByuN pulls back. Whew, we calm down. We calm things down. ByuN pulling back home. MaxPax setting up some harass with these charge lots. And MaxPax able to expand and take a fourth. We'll take the center base. It is an exposed base. We do have a recessing gas geyser though. It is vulnerable to the low ground. You can set up tanks, set up a siege. Prism is forced to recall. We catch another Stalker. And another. Yeah, these have been expensive losses for MaxPax. Not like this. As we scan ahead of time, no splash damage waiting for him, no Colossus, no disruptors, no storm. The kiting is looking good for ByuN. Has to wait out the overcharge. Barely does get the Immortal as well. impressive. We're just so Marauder heavy. The Immortals melt. Likewise, the War Prism has been spotted, has been found out. ByuN does respond in time. And it looks like he will barely not shut down the Prism. But we keep up with the Zealots. Yeah, ByuN is forced all the way back home. Will shut down the Prism. Also, as we said, Linsis, a big shout out to Keybrit in the chat. Or Kybrit. Keybrit, thank you so much. We're pulling the boys. Let's go. It's all or nothing. The Colossus are on the way, though. We are making 2 at a time. Oh, good. We need those Colossus desperately. As ByuN is going all in. He knows how close he is to breaking his opponent. He has a supply lead. He has a massive army, but here comes the first Colossus. And soon to be a second. Yeah, swipes going up. That's why the SCVs are here, to tank those shots. Boys being pulled away. Colossus getting low. And we do get on top of the base. Nexus will fall, but we need more than just a 4th. We're all in. Are we pulling back? No shot. We have to send it, Papi. Now we have 2 Colossus. Yeah, the longer this goes on, the better it is for MaxPax. Massive EMP on the Colossus. It's getting targeted down. Yeah, we're pulling back to the 3rd base. Shield battery is exposed. And the first Colossus falls. And it looks like we have too much. ByuN overwhelming his opponent. Diving on top of the Colossus. The overcharge does nothing. GG gets called. And ByuN takes a 2-0 lead. GG. GG, well played. A solid lead here for ByuN. 1 game away from breaking the win streak of MaxPax. For context, once again, MaxPax has won the last 8 ESL Open Cup Americas in a row. The last 8 weeks have been in favor of MaxPax, but ByuN hasn't been here. ByuN has been asleep. ByuN has not been able to compete in as many of these weekly tournaments, but now he's here, he's back, and he's ready to claim his championship, to claim his win. 1 more game is all ByuN needs. But again, a big shout out to Kybrit in the chat for resubscribing for 6 months, half a year of support. Thank you. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the casting, the StarCraft. Welcome, welcome. And I'm hoping this isn't the final game. I'm hoping it doesn't end here. I'm hoping that we can get a back and forth and we can start a comeback for MaxPax. You know, as a caster, I'm a little bit greedy. I want some more games. I want some more matches. But the pressure is on. The pressure is now on MaxPax. No more mistakes. No more missteps. We need to bring it back here and now. Catching up. The menacing look of the Reaver cannot be replicated in this iteration of Disruptors. True, true. Like, visually, Reavers, they do spark fear into the hearts of many. But likewise, Disruptors, they spark some different kind of fear. They're still terrifying. Like, we've seen Purification Novas pop off in end games. And also not. But here we go. We're settling into potentially the final game of the series. I'm hoping we can bounce back, but the pressure is on. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, sorry, bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our Danish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Psystorm Gaming. One game away from being eliminated from the tournament, from the series ending. He has to fight back here and now. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Red Terran player representing Shopify Rebellion from land of South Korea. 1 game away from becoming our champion. Uno mas is all he needs. It is ByuN. Nerf the pro, please. Cap. Here we go. As we are going to be settling in. When it comes to the previous game, if you remember, MaxPax did delay Colossus production. We got into Colossus towards the end, but it took a very long time to get there, which is why there was a window, there was a timing where ByuN could abuse the lack of splash damage that MaxPax had. We pulled the boys, we were able to just barely break through against that army. Likewise, MaxPax was also investing quite heavily in harassing in the warp prisms. They were shut down left and right. ByuN also able to trade well against Stalkers. 4 additional warp ins. Like, it was just a very intense game there on Crimson Court. And now we're loading into Oceanborn. Once again, economic opener. It's going to be a Rax expand out of ByuN. I believe he did this build in game 1. Went for this opener in game 1, basically delayed gas and delayed factory, as we will eventually get there. So ByuN is settling into a more economic game. Meanwhile, MaxPax back at home, going for a standard opener, gate, cyber, expand, into warp gate, into adept. MaxPax has been going for 3-gate blink every game without fail. We could, oh my god, we could go in towards a Stargate instead, as we are rushing into a tech lab, not a reactor. I just assumed, so my apologies. I saw the add-on, I just assumed it was a reactor, but no, tech lab first into concussive shell marauders. Very cheeky move here out of ByuN. Very cheeky. Now, the goal here is to catch the initial gateway units. These adepts are going to be moving out across the map. We get one probe kill, Reaper will barely escape, adepts are going to be baited out, and the goal here is to catch the adepts, and then hopefully counterattack as well, as Reaper goes down. Reaper goes down, adepts are moving out. Marauders are backing up. With concussive shell, if we get a shot off, we can hunt down those adepts. 2 Marauders for the time being. ByuN pulling back. MaxPax does threaten the shade. We catch one of the adepts. Yeah, the adept will go down. Not a bad pickoff. We were hoping for a Stalker, the reality. A Stalker would have been an amazing pickoff, but adept, we'll take it. We will take it. Second adept shades in. Ooh, gets an SCV. And likewise, it's going to be shut down as well. It's going to be close. It's going to be close to the adept. Ooh, we don't quite escape. So 2 adepts, 1 SCV. That's a better trade for the Terran. Better trade for ByuN. Behind this, settling into a 1-1-1. Or a bit of a 2-on-1, actually. Factory, second racks into our starport. Working towards, I imagine, stim. Towards a bio-heavy composition. Meanwhile, back at home, once again, Blink is on the way. We have a 3-gate setup. Oh no, my apologies. This is not 3 gateways. For the first time this series, we're deviating. Game 1 and Game 2, MaxPax went 3-gate Blink, which was a defensive opener. Here, this is 4-gate Blink Stalker. An aggressive opener. Okay, MaxPax doing what he does best. MaxPax for a very long time was known for having the best 4-gate Blink execution in PvT in the world. Better than Hero, better than any other Protoss. He's won many a game with 4-gate Blink, and we're sending it. We're sending it across the map. Get a very iconic MaxPax build. At the same time, ByuN are going for a Widowmine drop towards the natural base. Stalkers are amassing, and with 4-gate Blink, we can dive into the main. We can blink into the main base. We have a handful of Marauders, but I'm concerned for ByuN. No bunker in the main. There's a bunker on the low ground at least, but the main base is looking that much more vulnerable. Here comes an extra warp in. Warping in 4 Stalkers at a time. 10 Stalkers in total. And we're going for the main. We're going for the main base. We blink in. We focus down the Marauders. 1 Marauder goes down. We have 2 left. Boys, they have to be pulled. So far, good control here from MaxPax. Getting 7 SCVs. At the same time, here come the Widowmines. 10 SCVs go down. Widowmines borrow, but MaxPax, he has plenty of time to react. Does pull away. Avoids the shot. And we're not done. We're knocking down the bunker. And ByuN is in trouble. ByuN is having a hard time keeping up. Stim just now finishing. As MaxPax doesn't quite go into the main. He thinks about it. Rotates around. Mine shot's not quite going up. We force the stim. And can we catch the prism? Oh, it's going to be close. We try to throw away. We try to hold the line with some Stalkers. We bleed out a lot of them. But the prism escapes. The prism survives. MaxPax expands. And now we need to take a moment. We need to take stock at the game state. That was 11 SCVs going down for 7 Stalkers. And we're still not done. Stalkers pushing in. Shaving off more Marines. Yeah, the juggling not good enough. The bunker's not done. And MaxPax could just end the game here and now. Yeah, there's just an overwhelming force of Stalkers. Boys are being pulled in a moment of desperation. The army heavily overstimmed. Does force MaxPax back. But ByuN is barely holding on. That was 13 more SCVs. We're down to 32 workers. And we can keep pushing. We just keep on pushing. Again, ByuN just didn't know what kind of build was coming his way. Was not aware of the 4-gate Blink. Wasn't ready for it. And we'll bleed out every single unit, every single Marauder. And MaxPax has done it. We're bouncing back in this series. with what MaxPax does best. 4-gate blink, GG gets called, MaxPax puts a point on the board. Let's go. Let us go. Again, ByuN, because of his build, there were no tanks. Because he didn't scout the gateways, there was no bunker in the main. Otherwise, if he was aware, even with this build of ByuN, it's not like it was a build order loss or anything like that. If he was aware of the army, a bunker in the main base, pre-pulling the boys to repair those bunkers to hold the line. A defense is possible, but you do need the information to be aware of it. You do need the kind of the forewarning of something like a 4-gate blink in that position. And with that, MaxPax extends the series. Well, we have a series. We have a back and forth. We're getting ready for game number 4. Let's go. Let us go. As all the casters are filing in, game 4 is going to be on ByuN. Let's go. We'll be loading into our next game. And now MaxPax has momentum, and that's a powerful thing here. To get that momentum on your side, to feel good coming into this 4th game. And to ride that wave into the ace match. Can we pull that off? As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ByuN, we have our blue Protoss player. The blue Protoss, representing Sidestorm Gaming from land of Denmark. Fighting back, putting a point on the board. Can we force the ace match? The pressure is still on. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Terran player. The red Terran representing Shopify Rebellion, still 1 game away from winning the entire event, from becoming this week's champion. It is ByuN. We are still so close. Can ByuN pull this off? Again, MaxPax has been on a tear. He has won the last 8 ESL Open Cup Americas in a row. 8 back-to-back-to-back. He is so close to getting his 9th. And having a historical moment to winning the most amount of America's weeklies in a row. MaxPax is so close to that title. Will he be denied it by ByuN? Will he be denied it? As ByuN, this time going for a double gas. Double gas opener out of ByuN. What does this mean? This means a faster factory. This could be reactored Reaper Hellion. This could be for a committed mine drop. This could be for reactored Cyclone. Interesting, as ByuN is skipping his first unit. Okay, so double gas opener into a reactor. No Marine, no Reaper. This should be into reactored Reaper though, with a factory follow-up. Yeah, factory's on the way. So we have an aggressive start for ByuN. And the probe does see most of this. Does spot what's going on. There we go. My apologies. I assumed it was going to be reactored Reaper, but no, reactored Marine. Okay. Marine's going to be hunting down this probe, forcing it back, keeping the build hidden. Starport? No, CC. Okay. I was like, do we go for one base all in? The probe is going to be hunted down, and now we can throw down the CC. Okay, on the low ground. I was like, where is it? It's a big delay. It's a bit of a delayed expansion, but the CC is on the way. As he waited to kill the probe. Going for the add-on swap, going reactored Cyclone. It's one of the options available here with a double gas opener. Reactored Cyclone. Meanwhile, MaxPax mixing it up for the first time this series, going for a Stargate opener. Interesting. It makes sense on this map as the adept gets across the map, gets to kill the SCV, does delay the expansion. A big moment here for MaxPax. But this map is quite large. It's known for its macro play, and if we're going for a longer game, a Stargate opener is ideal. Getting into Phoenixes, getting map control, and this does lead you into faster Colossus. Ooh, as my apologies, that is not a Phoenix, that is an Oracle. Okay, It's going to be an Oracle opener here from MaxPax. We're going to move out across the map. We're going to apply some aggression and deal some damage. Meanwhile, with the double Cyclone opener, we have potential to catch the Oracle and to shut it down. Meanwhile, very fast very fast stim. Insanely fast stim here out of ByuN. Going for the Tech Lab, third racks on the way. Very interesting build. Okay, so we open up Reacted Cyclone into a 3-axe follow-up. Very bio-heavy. Very bio-heavy. This looks like a borderline 2-base all-in. There are variations of this build that we're seeing here where we pull the boys. When you pull the boys, basically we delay the starport. Starport is heavily delayed. We're prioritizing Stim and Combat Shields and Bio. Oracle has arrived. Ooh, and the Oracle does hold its own. Meanwhile, across the map, Cyclones, they do apply some pressure. We have the overcharge. We pop the overcharge. Ooh, and we got a full scout. The Oracle sees everything. Delays the racks. 5 SCV kills. 6, 7 SCV. Oh my god. We're bleeding out too much. We have 3 shield batteries back at home as well. The Cyclones, they do nothing. The shield battery's too good. We pick off 1 adept, but only 1 adept. MaxPax shuts down the aggression, punishes the economy. And this build of ByuN is going to hit that much weaker as a result. It's going to be that much weaker. As we bled out, how many Marines? 4 Marines, 8 SCVs. We may just pull the boys. We may just have to. As we still have to wait for the upgrades to kick in, we still have to build up our army. MaxPax has map control. Blink is almost halfway done. MaxPax has the Zelnaga, is moving out across the map to slow down any kind of push. Now we have to make a choice. Do we throw down the 3rd CC, or do we just commit? And the problem with committing is that MaxPax is going to see it ahead of time. Like, we have Revelation, we have the Oracle. Stalkers, they're just parked outside the base. Ooh, as we do focus down another one of those Cyclones. Tank shot going off. But yeah, this just was such a rough start for ByuN. It's a couple of hits in. 3rd base getting up and running. Natural still quite secure. We're waiting for a 3rd tank, and based on what we're seeing here, I'm feeling like, yeah, we're still probably going to pull the boys. Like, after all those losses earlier, I'm not seeing another way out of this. Because of Shell on the way. ByuN still hoping that maybe MaxPax overextends. We stim on in. We catch 1 Stalker. 1 Stalker goes down. Oracle goes into the main. Boys are being pulled away from the main base at least. Oof. And yeah, we have to pull them. We have to pull them, Papi. Like, what else can we do? So we only pull some of the boys, not all of them. Some of the boys have been pulled. Catching out a Stalker. And ByuN is 2-base all in. Like, he's committed. Like, there's no other way about this. There's no other option for ByuN. We have to at least break the 3rd. Still rallying across the map. Scans ahead of time. No splash damage, thankfully. But we do have a shield battery. We have the overcharge. Tank siege up. And charge is still barely not done. Big tank volleys going off. As else they collapse on the tanks. They get 1. 1 tank goes down, the 2nd and the 3rd tank as well. Every tank falls. GG gets called, and MaxPax survives the all-in, defends, and forces the ace match. GG. GG, well played. And it was just such a brutal start for ByuN. MaxPax, he crippled the economy. He scattered everything to be seen as well. It was just a really rocky start for ByuN. And then he wasn't just forced into an all-in, he was forced into like a delayed all-in with a delayed economy. It just didn't have as much power behind it as it normally would. And now we find ourselves in the ace match. It all ends here. It all ends on Site Delta. MaxPax could be the first player in history to win 9 weeklies in a row. Or ByuN could stop it. We spoke about momentum earlier, and MaxPax, he has it. Momentum is on his side. winning 2 games in a row. Can we pull off the reverse sweep 2 nights in a row? Can we pull it off? For those that are curious, if you remember, last night we casted the PvP finals between Classic and Hero. Classic led 2-0, and then Hero won 3 games in a row. Back to back to back. Last night, Hero was the ESL Asia champion. And it was able to win 3 consecutive games after being behind. Can MaxPax do the same? Can he pull a Hero? We're here to find out. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of side Delta, we have our Danish Protoss player. The Blue Protoss representing Storm Gaming, winning 2 games in a row. He's still on the brink of defeat, but he's brought it all the way back. So close to becoming our champion. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. He's been 1 game away for so long, but has yet to claim this series. He can still bring it back. It is ByuN. Going for the proxy in the main base, or in the natural base of MaxPax. So this is going to be proxy Reaper, most likely Reaper into Marine with a bunker behind the mineral line. Looking to try and punish the economy here and gain an early lead against MaxPax. Now, we saw this earlier today from Future. If you remember, Future did this versus MaxPax on, was it Amphion? No, I don't think it was quite Amphion. But he did it in his series and did a lot of damage, gained a lot of momentum. And Future had a very, very strong showing against MaxPax earlier after he took down Australia. As MaxPax expands and MaxPax he scouts, he does get eyes on the racks. Bunker's on the way, Boy immediately on the SCV, and can this bunker finish? So far the RNG is okay. Yeah, bunker is going to complete. Pylon is thrown down, probe coming back on the SCV. Oh, the RNG not working in favor of ByuN, and the bunker does not finish. Oof. Not the best start here for ByuN. SCV is so low. Reaper pops out. Zealot on the chase. And moving down to the low ground. And the Reaper, can we get some probe kills? Workers are getting low. Zealot to the low ground. Bunker does barely finish. Oh my god, very close. Bunker does complete. We can use this to kill the Zealots. And we can try to delay mining time here at the natural for as long as we can. As we are expanding, or we're transitioning back at home. Factory into CC. Again, this is just designed to get an economic lead, and at least the bunker finishes. So ByuN is holding his own. He is holding his own here. Look at his CC on the way. Oh, SCV goes down. Mansetter does fall, forcing the salvage. Salvage on the bunker. Reaper slips into the main base, into the mineral line, going for the probes, and we do not get them. Oh, it's so close, but we get shut down. Not a single probe falls. Very clean defense here from MaxPax. Shuts it down and expands. So MaxPax is settling in. Meanwhile, back at home, once again, it'll be a double Cyclone opener at a ByuN. A reactored Cyclone into a starport. That's the way to do it. Double expanding. Natural, and the natural isn't even done, going straight for the 3rd CC. Very greedy here at a ByuN, but we have to take a risk. We have to take a chance after the shaky start for ByuN. We're rushing into a 3rd. Let's go. 3rd CC's on the way. Now, if MaxPax open up Twilight Council, I believe we saw the Stargate. Yes, we saw the Stargate. So very calculated risk here by ByuN. Basically, if it was a Blink opener, then ByuN could be punished if he gets scouted. Against a Stargate opener, it's more macro-oriented. ByuN is safe. ByuN is safe to get into a fast 3rd base. These Phoenixes will not touch the 3rd CC. They cannot touch it. I mean, they can delay it, sure, but they can't really do anything about the base itself. As Phoenixes move out, and we do have Cyclones at the natural, not in the main. We get a full scout. We confirm the CC. We will delay for a moment. We get one SCV kill. We get a second. 2 SCVs go down, but ByuN looking to intercept those Phoenixes, and we do catch one. One goes down. The other takes a lot of hits as well. Very nice movement here out of ByuN, forcing the recall. Phew. ByuN, he's crazy. Lovely movement here from ByuN. Continuing into additional cyclones, and do you see what I see? I see additional factories. It is third CC into mech. We rarely get to see this. If you watched Stars War 11 a month ago here on the channel, you would know that Gumiho used this to great effect. Gumiho played mech against Showtime and did defeat Showtime at that live event, at that offline finals in China. Likewise, Maru also played mech against, who was it? It was Maru versus Hero. It was Maru versus Hero in the finals. Maru also played mech as well. And I said it at the time, if Maru was playing mech against Protoss, so is ByuN. Like, Maru and ByuN, they're really good friends, and they go hand in hand with their playstyles. They practice a lot together, they share builds. And it's Mass Cyclone. We have Hurricane Engines on the way for ByuN. Nothing but Cyclones on the way. Now, this is not as powerful as it once was. In the previous patch, before the nerf, Mass Cyclone was much more common and much more viable. And everyone was playing Mass Cyclone, including players like Maru, like Clem, like ByuN. They were all embracing Cyclone in all these matchups. And testing it out and enjoying it. After the nerf, this is very rare. Ooh, as we do punish those mules. Cyclones are revealed, but the Immortals, they dive on in, and Immortals, they just chew through these Cyclones. Oh, this early Immortal push is brutal. Yeah, we're punishing ByuN so hard. Being forced back, he cannot contest, not against these Immortals. Cyclones, they go down one after the other. Vikings being bullied back. We do catch an Immortal though. Not bad. Not a bad catch here out of ByuN. One Immortal goes down, more Cyclones on the way. More Cyclones are coming out. We do reset the Phoenixes. 2 Phoenixes left. Can we get the Immortal? We can. We can barely get the Immortal. This is not the cleanest trade for ByuN, but he will survive. Whew. He will hold. That was 11 Cyclones. That was a costly trade. Ay, ay, ay. That was a costly trade here from ByuN. Still producing nothing but Cyclone. And to be fair, referring to what we saw from Maru and Gumiho, is that Maru and Gumiho didn't go Mass Cyclone like this. They went into a heavy tank style. Very heavy tank style into these 3 base timings. ByuN doing something very different. Still mech, yes, but battle mech or just Mass Cyclone. Not even battle mech, as there are no Hellions. Rallying across the map. We do come across the 4th. We're going to force a cancel. Nicely done. Army's racing back home. Colossus have arrived. But these Colossus looking vulnerable. We're going for the... Oh, okay. We're good. Do we go for the dive? We go for it. We send it. Push on forward. We do pull back in time. Jesus, so many Cyclones. Zoning away the army. Going for the shield battery. Shield battery goes down. And we get into the mineral line. Oh, 6 probes fall. Phoenixes are kept busy. But we're up to what's soon to be 2 Colossus and 2 Immortals. Again, Immortals are so crucial here. Immortals and Charge Loss. Charge is on the way. Immortals and Charge Loss, they annihilate all forms of mech if we can get there. But we're not there yet. ByuN looking to overwhelm before we can hit critical mass. Can he get on top of this army? Not quite. Immortals are spotted. Behind this, additional factories, more Cyclones on the way. Catch a couple of SCVs. Phoenix is still threatening a dive towards these bases. No turrets! Oh, uh-oh. No turrets in the main base. SCV's gonna be going down. We are running out of energy, though. Yeah, we can't lift. Cannot lift. Not anymore. As the Phoenixes are out of energy. Across the map, a second Robo. Very important to get into double Immortal production. As the Immortal count gets higher and higher, this army of ByuN becomes weaker. to be honest. Like this massive model is brutal. And now we're switching into tanks. Okay, we're switching into tank production. We're switching out of Mass Cyclone. I feel like we may have already missed our window. It's close though. How many immortals do we have? 3. Okay, 3 immortals. I think we can still make use of these Cyclones. Catching Zealots, not bad. Catching Chargelots, almost an immortal. MaxPax has to be careful to overextend. Likewise, another Zealot run by on the right-hand side. Towards the north. Making its way to the base. The Cyclones racing back home. The Zealots have arrived. And the tank is lifted. Zealots in the middle line. Prism as well. Ooh, and ByuN is in trouble. He's being dragged all the way back home. And here comes the main army of MaxPax. Pulling ByuN apart. Prism will fall. We catch a tank. Free tank. Big pickoff. Tank does go down. The rest of the army sieges up in time. That's a lot of tanks and Vikings. Vikings for the Colossus, tanks for everything else. Right now the Cyclones play a new role. Now the Cyclones, their goal here is just to defend these tanks, just to be a buffer. We catch an immortal, and now we're sending it. We're sending everything across the map. The tanks to siege. Just collapsing in the army. Force fields are thrown down. ByuN overextending a little bit. Bleeding out some Cyclones. Vikings going ham. They shut down the Phoenixes at least. And ByuN has a massive army. A mech army at that. Rotating over. Getting on top of the cannons. Overcharge is popped. Tanks say siege. Yeah, the tanks siege up. Another Zealot run by at the third base. SCVs are going down. But this army from ByuN has potential. Trading a base for a base. Never goes up. Let's get a tank. One tank goes down. More Zealots across the map. And ByuN's on a timer. We gotta go. We have to go here and now. We cannot wait any longer. As more Zealots get in. The army split up. We catch an Immortal. Immortal goes down. The tanks, they cover this area. We cannot defend that natural. And we're pushing in. Immortals, they try to break through. Massive tank volleys going off. And the Immortals are getting shut down. Oh my god, has ByuN done it? He brings out the Disruptors and the Colossus. The Immortals are low. The Vikings land. ByuN trying to break through, but the overcharge is popped. Yeah, we hold the line. MaxPax, he holds on to the third, but he loses the natural. Robo goes down, making one Immortal at a time. And the overcharge runs out. Back at home, we defended. We clean up the Zealots. ByuN is still all in. The tanks are sieging. Yeah, big volleys going off. Remember, the overcharge is on cooldown. And I feel like we've done it. ByuN with the mech. He's making it happen. Let's go. The Robo's under fire. Another Immortal does spawn in. Tanks are slowly pushing forward. Ooh, bit of friendly fire. The tanks there within range. Robo goes down. 0 Robos left. More Zealots across the map, wreaking havoc. But the natural, there's nothing going on. There's nothing left here at the natural base. We're pushing into the third. Boys are being pulled. They have to be. And we just kite back. Oh, the surround! The Zealot surround takes down 2 tanks. There's still 2 left. And it looks like we've done it. GG gets called. And ByuN breaks through the Immortals. Breaks through with Mass Cyclone tank with mech. And ByuN is this week's ESL Open Cup Americas champion. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations. ByuN does it. ByuN takes it with a very unique style. Again, not the first time we've seen mech this year, or even this patch, as Maru and Gumiho, some of the other Korean Terrans, have been dabbling in mech. Ryung as well. They've all been dabbling in mech in one way or another, and ByuN is able to flex with it here in the ace match. GG, well played. Something that I'm sure MaxPax is not too familiar with. Bearing in mind, something that I just mentioned, I just named off some Korean players. Maru, Gumiho, Ryung. Not Clem, not Hero Marine, not Spirits. I'm referring to the European Terran players. They haven't really been dipping their toes into mech against Protoss. I do think that MaxPax was responding well. going Immortal Charge lot. I do think that was a good response, and he was doing a lot of damage. This was a very close game. Very close game. But again, I'm also certain this is a game state that MaxPax does not find himself in too often whatsoever. And yeah, ByuN was able to shut down the prisms, was able to eventually get control of his bases, and that massive tank switch was insane. Like, the tank count was so high, and we just bullied our way across the map. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations. Congratulations to ByuN. My condolences to MaxPax. He will be denied that 9 tournament win streak. He will not exceed Rogue. Not exceed Rogue in those wins, and ByuN shuts down MaxPax. GG, well played. Oh, what a finals. What a tournament in general. There were so many upsets. There were so many crazy results here in this tournament. Let's wind it back a little bit. Let's refresh and go over the brackets. Again, from the very top here, we had Coffee taking down Solar. Coffee getting his revenge over Solar was massive. So Coffee to bring down Wayne and Solar. Clearly, Coffee in TvZ is a force to be reckoned with. Did meet his end at the hands of ByuN, but ByuN also had an upset of his own. ByuN taking down Nightmare. Nightmare has been having, or he has had ByuN's number for the past couple of weeks, for the past couple of months. Nightmare just looking dominant over ByuN, over Cure, over a lot of the Korean Terran players. But this week, it went to the ace match, but ByuN brings down Nightmare. Nightmare was the one to stop him, and ByuN had a finals run to remember. Scrolling down, we had Future. Future took down Estrella 2-0. That was a crazy series. If you missed it, I recommend it. Future versus Estrella was a lot of fun. Future versus MaxPax was very close as well. MaxPax barely made it. I mean, it's a 2-0, but game 1 was a very close between Future and MaxPax. Likewise, Cyan popped off. Cyan took down Clem, and Cyan almost 2-0'd MaxPax. Game 3 between Cyan and MaxPax was more one-sided. It was a little more one-sided. But game 1 and game 2, Cyan was popping off. Cyan, he was popping off so hard in game 1 and game 2. Did fall in the end, but did very much so pose a threat to MaxPax, and took down Clem. And of course, we had ByuN. We had ByuN at the very end here, claiming victory over MaxPax. MaxPax almost pulling off the reverse sweep. He almost pulled off the 3-0 after being down 2-0. But ByuN does claim his win in the end. Congratulations. Congratulations, Bobby. Oh my god. GG, well played. And with that, we're wrapping up. We are wrapping up here tonight. 0 people predicted ByuN. No shot. No faith. Oh my god. You're all animals, Bob. You're animals. No faith whatsoever. With that, we're done for tonight. Well, we're done for this morning. I could cast later on tonight. I could cast, but I think I'm gonna take it easy. Our next broadcast should be tomorrow. In less than 24 hours. We are going to be casting the Giants Cup. Oh, sorry, Code Giants? Let me just double check. Let me just double check. So tomorrow in less than 24 hours, we're going to be casting Code for Giants Cup. Curious what the Giants Cup? What are you on about, mate? What are you on about? Brazilian tournament. We're going to be covering a Brazilian tournament featuring players like Eric, our boy, one of the CranKy Ducklings, and I miss casting Latin American events. It's where we kind of we rose up as casters back in 2019, 2020. We casted a lot of Latin American events back in the day, so it's good to be back in that Latin American scene. Going to be casting a Brazilian tournament in less than 24 hours. Likewise, tomorrow we're also going to be catching up with World Team League WTL Day 2. We missed out on Day 1. We missed out on Day 1 this week of WTL, so we're going to be catching up via replays tomorrow as well. Technically, I could do that today, but I'm a little bit tired. I spent a lot of energy already here. This was a 5-hour cast. And I'm just going to calm things down, get some food, get some breakfast. It is 2 p.m. Fun fact, I woke up at 8, woke up, and just jumped straight into the cast. And now it's 2 p.m. And yeah, I'm going to get some breakfast. I'm going to rest up. I'm going to edit VODs. If you're interested, check out our YouTube channel. Check out YouTube, CranKy Ducklings on YouTube, ! YouTube in the chat, where we upload VODs on a daily basis. Plenty of VODs on YouTube. If you missed out, if you want some more StarCraft, we got you covered. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. Again, we're going to be back tomorrow morning. Mañana. So look forward to it. do look forward to it. Otherwise, what else do we have this week? We're catching up on WTL. I will most likely attempt to catch up on DreamHack. We do have DreamHack replays. We have some SC2 Safe House replays. Basically, this week is going to be very replay heavy. The reason for this is because this week there is no Kung Fu Cup and there's no World Team League. Why is there no Kung Fu Cup and why is there no World Team League? That is because Home Story Cup is this weekend. Home Story Cup 25 is going to be on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And of course, these big events don't want to clash with Home Story Cup, so World Team League and Kung Fu Cup are on hiatus for a week, which means we can catch up with other events via replays. Likewise, we also have KSL, the Korean StarCraft League, is on Saturday. We have a Sparkling Tuna Cup on Sunday, and I've yet to determine whether we do SC2 Safe House replays or DreamHack Dallas replays. We'll do one of the two over the weekend and on Thursday and Friday as well. So that's the plan. That's the plan. Again, we cast on a daily basis here on the CranKy Ducklings. We'll catch up on some otherwise missed games. And thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for the support. I'll see you guys tomorrow for some Brazilian StarCraft action. Otherwise, GG. See you then. Ciao, papi, ciao. See you tomorrow.